Reaffirming competition and avoiding conflict. That's the goal for moving the U.S.-China relationship forward following a meeting of the country's presidents in Bali, Indonesia this week. So what now? Did the meeting improve the relationship? And what about human rights? Is President Xi addressing concerns about violations? Did Biden demand that he do so? Here to weigh in on President Biden's first meeting as president with China's President Xi is Washington spokesman for the Uyghur people, Salih Hudayar. He's Prime Minister of the East Turkestan government in exile. Salih, at the start of their 3.5-hour meeting in Bali, President Xi Jinping said he's ready for a candid discussion with President Biden, and Biden said he was looking forward to an open and honest dialogue. The White House says President Biden raised the issue of human rights for the Uyghurs. So how satisfied are you about that?
We're not really satisfied. In fact, we disapproved the meeting because it's unbefitting of the leader of the free world to be meeting with a Chinese dictator that is engaging in genocide, an active genocide, at this very moment. So we disapprove of this meeting, and we are dissatisfied by the fact that President Biden failed to condemn the genocide.
Well, during the meeting, I know that President Xi told President Biden that as leaders of the world's two major countries, they need to chart the right course for the U.S.-China relationship. So what do you think he means by the right course, and what do you think the right course is?
Well, in China's view, the right course is to where the United States doesn't criticize China over its genocide and other human rights atrocities that it's committing against the people of East Turkestan, against Taiwan, against Hong Kong, Tibet. It also means just to, pursue a policy of appeasement, allowing China to continue its, growth that is its expansive growth at the expense of the United States and the international community as a whole.
Well, the Chinese Communist Party recently granted Xi Jinping another 5 years as president, and in March they'll finalize their plans for the next 5 years. So what do you expect another 5 years of Xi as leader will mean for the Uyghurs and for Christians persecuted for their faith in China?
Well, as Xi Jinping has reiterated, they're going to pursue the Chinese goal of so-called national rejuvenation, which is a fascistic goal to ensure that all non-Chinese peoples are either assimilated or eradicated. So this is something that's grievous for the people of East Turkestan, for Tibet and others. And the fact that the Chinese government is going to be pursuing this and ensuring that all religions become, sinicized, meaning that they have to follow everything dictated by the Chinese Communist Party, means that you will see the erosion of Christianity as a whole in China, along with other religions.
I find it interesting that when it comes to the Uyghur people, the Chinese Communist Party and Xi Jinping say, oh, no, we're not imprisoning these Uyghur people. We're just giving them skills, we're training them for useful skills for society. How do you respond to that?
Well, many of these people that are being sent into these concentration camps, there's people that are doctors, wealthy business people, people who have, a lot of skills, including lawyers and so forth, that are being sent into these concentration camps. But what China is really doing is indoctrinating these people, torturing them, harvesting the organs of some, and using the majority as essentially slave labor to produce cheap products that are then exported across the world.
And forced abortion, and that's basically genocide, is it not? So the United Nations released a report last September condemning China's crimes against humanity for discriminatory detention of Uyghur ethnics. And I guess 50 countries signed a statement saying it warrants urgent attention from the UN. So is that enough, Salih? What else should be done?
It's not enough. The United States and the free world needs to, uphold their commitments under the UN Genocide Convention to prevent and punish the crime of genocide. They need to help East Turkestan in the same ways that we are helping, the people of Ukraine fight off against Russian invasion and Russians' genocidal actions in Ukraine.
And you are the Prime Minister in exile of East Turkestan. Have you met with or requested a meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Blinken or anyone else in the Biden administration? What response have you received?
Unfortunately, we have not met with any senior officials in the administration, but we have been meeting actively with members of Congress to relay our concerns and to, urge that more, substantial actions be taken to address this 21st century Holocaust-like genocide. It's really shocking that the administration hasn't met with you or anyone from your side. Okay, Salih Hudayar, Prime Minister of the East Turkestan government in exile, thank you for joining us today from Washington, D.C. We appreciate it. Thank you for having me.